Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to dive into an incredible, ancient story, one that's all about faith, protection, and a miracle nobody saw coming. We're talking about the story known as Surah Al-Fil, or the elephant. It's this powerful tale of how sometimes the smallest things can take down the biggest armies. So, this story kicks off with its famous name. In fact, this whole event was so huge, so significant, that the entire year it happened in became known as the Year of the Elephant. Let's set the scene. You know, the story doesn't waste any time. It throws us right into the middle of the action with this one powerful question. It's the very first line of the surah, and it immediately grabs you, asking you to be a witness to something amazing. It's not just telling you what happened, it's inviting you to see the proof of a miracle. So why the elephant? Well, the name, Al-Fil, points us directly to the invader's secret weapon. It tells us from the get-go that this animal, which is this huge symbol of power, is going to play a really central role in everything that's about to go down. Now, the timing here is absolutely crucial. This wasn't just some random event in history. It happened in the exact same year that the Prophet Muhammad was born. That connection is so important. It basically marks the year of his birth, with this incredible sign of divine protection over the city of Mecca. All right, so every great story has to have some drama, right? And this one is driven by some serious jealousy and ambition. Let's meet the bad guy and find out about the wicked plan he cooked up. So the whole problem starts with this powerful king from Yemen named Abraha. He saw how much people loved and respected the Kaaba in Mecca, the sacred house of worship, and it just filled him with envy. He wanted that kind of devotion for this huge, fancy church he had built for himself. And this right here really gets to the heart of the problem. You see, Abraha builds this magnificent, stunning church. He's hoping to pull all the pilgrims and the prestige away from the Kaaba. But it didn't work. People just kept going to that simple, cube-shaped holy house. His big, grand project was totally ignored, and his jealousy just boiled over. So Abraha decides, okay, if I can't win their hearts, I'll just destroy the thing they love. His plan was simple and honestly pretty brutal. March to Mecca with a massive army and just tear the Kaaba to the ground. Now, to make sure he'd win, Abraha didn't just bring soldiers. Nope, he brought out a terrifying weapon that most people in that area had never even seen before: a giant war elephant. Think of it like a living tank, meant to cause fear and just crush anything in its path. He thought he was completely unstoppable. So you've got this massive, scary army right at the city gates. It looks like it's all over. But this is where the story takes a turn. A truly miraculous one, with an army that nobody could have ever predicted. Just as the attack is about to start, the first sign that something isn't right appears. The lead elephant, whose name was Mahmud, just stops. He literally kneels down and refuses to go any further toward the Kaaba. It's like the animal itself knew it was being asked to do something terribly wrong. And this just raises the ultimate question, doesn't it? The people of Mecca had no army that could match Abraha's. They were completely defenseless. With this huge force at their doorstep, how on earth could their holy place possibly be saved? Well, the answer didn't come from the ground. It came from the sky. All of a sudden, the sky fills with these massive flocks of birds, known as Ababil birds. And they weren't just flying by, they were an army. Each little bird was carrying tiny pebbles, stones made of baked clay, in its beak and claws. And these were not just ordinary little stones. There's this powerful way they're described as tiny bombs from Allah. That imagery just gives you a sense of the incredible power that was packed inside each tiny pebble these birds dropped. And the result was just total devastation. The final verse of the surah leaves us with this unforgettable image. That mighty, terrifying army was completely destroyed, left looking like chewed up straw. The threat was just gone. Wow, what a story, right? But it's so much more than just a historical account. It is packed with lessons about faith, about power, and about divine justice. So let's break down what this miracle really means. This table is a perfect summary. It connects everything we just talked about directly to the 5 short verses of the surah. You can see how each line maps perfectly to a key moment in the story, from that first challenging question to the complete failure of the enemy's plan. And from these verses, we can pull out 5 really big lessons. The story shows us that holy things are protected, that divine power is absolute, That all of creation, even the animals, are obedient. That strength isn't about size. And finally, that evil plans are ultimately just doomed to fail. Look, this is an ancient story, but its message is absolutely timeless. So why does it matter to us today, right here, right now? Let's connect these lessons to our own lives. The takeaways are super practical. This story encourages us to trust that what is good and right will be protected. It's a reminder not to be afraid of bullies or anyone who seems bigger or stronger, because real strength lies somewhere else. It's also a call to respect sacred places, to understand that our actions have consequences, and to remember to turn to prayer for protection. And really, if there's one single idea to take away from this whole thing, it's this. The story of the elephant is this beautiful, powerful reminder that true power isn't measured by size or by might. It's about faith. It shows us that with divine help, the smallest, most unlikely heroes, like a flock of tiny birds, can overcome the biggest and most terrifying challenges imaginable.